Hey, happy Thursday! I'm Clover Thursday, and welcome back to my channel. Or, just welcome to my channel. Today I was wanting to do another experiment, kind of inspired by a Drawfee video, or rather a couple of them, where the hosts, who are amazing and hilarious, and super talented, try out different brushes just found in Photoshop. And that got me thinking, there's so many different tools in Photoshop. Let's try out some brushes and maybe I can find myself a new go-to. So I used no hard round brush except for the initial sketch portion. I'm actually drawing a little doodle of myself at the moment, although I only sat back and realized the back of my head is much flatter than how I sort of depicted here, which mildly bugs me, but doesn't really distract from the drawing, but still really bugs me. I talk more about the Drawfee channel, but this is a pretty short video, and I have a lot of wonderful things to say about these guys, so I'll just leave a link down to their channel in the description box below. So for inking, I'm using Kyle's Ultimate Thick to Thin inking brush. It's, as the name suggests, chunky, yet it gets kind of thin in places, and I adjusted quickly to its size variation, and I did really like using it, and I felt like I worked pretty quick with it. It kind of reminded me of when I use brush pens in just traditional inking, and that kind of delicateness you kind of have to have if you want to really not get screwed over. So I inked myself up, flipping the comp just to see if I could spot any weird stuff with the drawing, the usual. And then I went searching for, different brushes. I got that first taste, and, the first weird random experimental brush turned out pretty good. So at first I used Kyle's Ultimate Charcoal brush, but then I went with Kyle's Ultimate Happy Pencil, I believe what it's called. Also, I googled who Kyle was and if there was an interesting story behind why there's so many Kyle's brushes in Photoshop. But it's just that the brush is named after the brush brand that the artist and designer Kyle made, and he works for Adobe now, which is neat, but not like the stranger than fiction Easter egg mystery that I first thought when I started Googling. Now I'm using the Kyle's watercolor blender. I think it's called, yeah. Kyle's watercolor blender. I'll probably flash some pictures or screen caps or the actual proper names of all these things if you want to check them out. And it's like a mix in, I use it to mix in and blend the colors because it's actually a smudge brush or a blender brush. And I've recently started using blended brushes for some recent videos. I think in my last video, the Moon Mage, and my Mermaid video, both you can check out if you haven't, in the eye above. And I really like the look of it, especially when I'm doing kind of skin. And it really, really made the process easier and added some interesting things to it. Also, I was just experimenting with not being so precious about staying in the lines. I also just was experimenting with not being so precious about staying in the lines. I remember my thesis prof from art school had always suggested that, just give less of a crap about staying in the line, since generally my work stands well in its line art on its own, so I didn't have to cover color in the lines. But I never did that too often, but now, hey, it's experimenting time, so heck yeah. And hand lettering digitally, oh my goodness. So many new things in this video, but honestly, even just my handwriting in general is real crap. I should have been a doctor. So it took a couple tries to make it legible, and I was sticking to the original concept I had for this random doodle of how often I wear my headphones around. They are my go-to fashion accessory. I take a lot of transit, I don't drive, so I am constantly having good beefy headphones, maybe not good headphones, but just always headphones on. So I thought it'd be a kind of funny thing of just making a pie chart, but then the pie chart part with part of the headphone that never went blue. Some very hard-hitting conceptual illustration right here. Not. I also added a white kind of shape roughly in the background to connect more to the white border around the circle graphic, just because that felt a little disconjointed just being the only pure white element in there. And then I just tweaked the blending mode to lighten up the coloring I'd already done on myself, just to make everything a little bit more cohesive. But yeah, that's the drawing. That's our little experiment with brushes. I'd love to do more of that because that was super fun and I found some stuff I really liked. So thanks for coming along with me on this journey. Short journey, but a journey nonetheless. If you liked the video, feel free to give it a like. Let me know in the comments if there's some wacky brushes I should try out, or if there's any other art challenges you want me to try, or if there's any weird brushes that you oddly really like using if you're an artist. If you like my videos, subscribe and hit that bell to have a piping hot video delivered straight to you every single Thursday. All my social media links are down below, portfolio and shop as well if you'd like to stalk and support me. And I will leave a link down below to the Drawfee Channel. So go have some laughs. I'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye.